Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I showed you how to catch a level 1 Mew and level it to 100. In this video, I'm going to explain how this glitch is possible. Firstly, I'd like to give a special mention to Bulbapedia for the detailed explanations on how these glitches function. Now, we use two glitches for this to work. The official names of these are number 1, the long range trainer glitch or trainer fly glitch, and number 2, the experience underflow glitch. Fundamentally, Mew does exist in the game code, however it just doesn't spawn naturally, so we use the long range trainer glitch to force Mew to spawn. The long range trainer glitch works by taking advantage of the trainers who can detect you at the maximum range allowed in the game code. When these trainers load on screen, they always face south and then update to their intended facing direction one game frame later. During this one frame, we are able to activate the start menu and escape before the encounter has begun. You can do this by using teleport, dig, fly, or an escape rope. In this case, we use teleport. The game will believe you are starting a battle when you aren't. This causes various game values to be read incorrectly. So in the simplest terms, the region in the game map that the player left is constantly trying to load the pre-battle text and start a battle. That's when we encounter another trainer. It's worth noting that it has to be a trainer you encounter next, as wild Pokemon don't reset some of the battle values. That's because the game disables the start, A and B button, just as it is at the start of a trainer battle. The new trainer will need to walk at least one tile, because the original long-range trainer is still waiting to walk up to the player, and if the new trainer doesn't move, it gets caught in a reoccurring loop, resulting in the game soft locking, which you don't want. When you finish the battle, the game updates and you can again use all of the previously disabled buttons. When you enter the map region with the original long-range trainer, the start menu pops up just as it did when you were originally escaping. This is because the text box ID of the original long-range trainer matches the text box of the most recently seen, which in this case is the start menu. So instead of seeing that pre-battle text box, you're going to see the start menu text box from when you escaped. You'll exit the start menu and this will trigger a battle. At this point, the game glitches and rather than fighting the original long-range trainer, the game spawns in a wild Pokemon where the Pokemon ID matches the special stat of the last Pokemon you fought, at a level equal to the stat stage from the previous fight. In this example, we are catching Mew. However, depending on the special stat of the Pokemon you face, you can use a near identical method to capture virtually any Pokemon. An important note is that the Pokemon index number is completely unrelated to the Pokédex index number in the Generation 1 games. Mew has an index number of 21, and the Slowpoke that the youngster on Route 25 has is a special stat of 21, which is why Mew is spawned instead of another Pokemon. If the index number of the Pokemon you want doesn't exist for a trainer, or is not easy to determine, you can actually use the Ditto glitch, which I won't cover in this video. So now we want to determine the spawned Mew's level. We do this by using Growl in the previous battle with the Slowpoke. When you encounter a Pokemon, there is a hidden value of stat stage, which is between -6 to +6, acting as a multiplier for a given stat. This is actually stored as a value of 1 to 13, which determines the level of Pokemon when you encounter them. The default of this will be the midpoint of 7, so if we didn't use Growl in the previous trainer battle, the Mew would spawn at level 7. By using Growl though, we reduce the attack stat, which also reduces the spawn level of a given Pokemon. And by using Growl 6 times, we force the game to record the stat stage as 1, meaning the spawn level of the Mew will be set to 1. For the final part of the Mew glitch, we're going to make Mew level 1 to 100 using the experience underflow glitch. The way this works is that Pokemon have an experience and growth grouping which is not viewable in the game. This grouping places a Pokemon into one of 6 categories, which essentially determines how fast they level in the normal game. The groupings are erratic, fast, medium slow, slow, and fluctuating. Each leveling group is governed by different leveling speeds and experience requirements. Mew exists in the medium slow group, which for a level 1 Pokemon means that it starts with -54 experience. This doesn't naturally occur in the game, as you can only encounter a level 2 or higher Pokemon in the wild. However, because we made Mew spawn at level 1, it does so with a negative value. This experience group has a starting experience calculated by this formula. So by fighting a low-level Pokemon and including all 6 of your Pokemon in this fight, this distributes the experience gains across all of your Pokemon. In this example, it results in Mew gaining 12 experience points, taking the Pokemon from negative 54 experience to negative 42 experience, causing the game to recalculate Mew's experience points. Interestingly, the game code doesn't know how to accurately interpret a negative experience value, and so believe the Pokemon is a very high level. This causes it to default to level 100. The drawback to this method is that the code assumes you are already 100, instead of leveling up through levels 1 through to 100. That means that you skip learning all of the moves that would usually be learned at each level. And that covers my explanation for the Mew glitch. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll link all of the references in the video description below. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content.